Wisdom teething lend me your ear. Dr. D Nice and FOUNT is here for the day. Want wisdom?
We've got you.
Wellness?
We got you.
Ears?
You got two.
Phones? It's got 3. Chambers? 4. In your heart for doing right? 5. Keys? Your game's all tight? FOUNT. Get your mind right and your body tight. Get your mind right and your body tight. Get your mind right and your body tight. Hello. Welcome to episode number 97 of Talking Truth to Teen Issues. Tissues. Achoo. How exciting. Listen, last week we got into reasons to get married. You know, there's just like a rumbling against marriage and a rumbling against children. This week, we're going to talk about why you should have children. Why having children should be aspirational for everyone. And, you know, our show has different segments. In our FOUNT segment, where I'm a whole doctor, I've got to give you some sort of health tip, shouldn't I? Yes. In our FOUNT section today, it's not all health. I'm mostly giving you some tips on how to be happy, what happiness really is. It seems to be everybody. They say that everybody feels that is the meaning of life. And I will tell you how to get, at least one thing, how to get this happiness. And we will slip right into our FOCK section. That is where we talk about dating and relationships. And what do y'all think? Is dating okay? Yay, nay? I'll tell you my thoughts on it in our FOCK section. In our teen archetype, we're going to talk about being bilingual. Are y'all bilingual? I am bi-accented. Does that count? Because I'm Jamaican and, you know, and I'm, okay, whatever. We're going to talk about being bilingual and rounding out the show, why I had my children, talking about how I made the decision to have kids, how that all worked out for me. Why not share my own journey? Because that is our Frontal Lobe Training section where I share my own personal stories to inspire you, to guide you, to give you wisdom, however you want to take it. That's what it is. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's drop right in to our DM for the yute, which is our main subject for today. And you know how it goes all the time. I have to have a little reel, let me, hold on, man. What is happening? I'm running out of, I have this tiny little desk that I have my computer and everything propped on. And I feel like I need just like 2 more inches because my mouse is almost falling off the edge. Okay, that's enough of that. That's me running my mouth. And let's do it this way. No, okay, let's do this again. All right, here we go. That's me and my boys, by the way, 3 boys. Let's get, there we go. Children. Children. That is an old Jamaican folk poem. I guess that's the best way I could say. Children, yes, mama. Where have you been to? Grandpapa, what did he feed you? Butter and cheese. Oh my goodness. What is the rest of where's my chair? It's like a questions and the kid answers back, and some of it don't even make sense because there's one question. Where is my chair? Up in the air. How can I reach it? Climb on a broken chair. Suppose I fall. I do not care. It's just one of them things. You know, we all have little folk things that we say, and that was a Jamaican folk poem that we said when I was a kid. which talks about children. Those are my boys answering, yes, mama. And listen, there is a lot of rumbling. It's an undertone. It's not overt, don't have children. Because you hear overt, don't get married. We talked about that last week. Now it's like a little silent rumbling that children, you shouldn't have them. Even have married people getting on the, not married people, but parents getting on the internet talking about how they wish they didn't have any children. I don't even, are these people being paid off by some sort of psy-op organization? Now we're getting conspiracy theorists. We don't even have to go conspiracy theorists. Right now, today, I have 6 reasons why having children is an amazing decision. Why don't we just get right into them? And I, of course, would love to hear your reasoning on why children are important to have. I know you all are young. You're not even anywhere close to this. I'm talking about having children once you've gotten married, you've found that person that your values align, and that you can have a marriage, a real marriage, not a Disney marriage, a marriage where you all can grow a family and grow a life together. You have children. And now, here's some reasons why you should. 1, it is the ultimate. Well, some people, there may be people out there that disagree with me, but I don't care. I'm telling you, this is the ultimate expression of masculinity, to be able to produce offspring, to use all those sperms and all the other things to create another human. It's the ultimate expression of femininity to use your womb, your uterus, your ovaries, your eggs, and create another human being, coming together to create another human being. That's amazing. It's like a miracle. And yes, I understand that there's some people that for various reasons they are not able to reproduce. We're not speaking to the exception. We're speaking to the miracle of having children, and to how much it just really, and just, it's the expression of masculinity, the expression of femininity, to be able to bear children, to be able to participate in the formation of a child. It's amazing. I'm just telling you what, you're going to be part of creation. There you go. Number 2, it develops your nurturing side as a woman. You have this helpless little creature when it comes out of you that can't eat, can't speak, can't move. It's not like a baby cow that gets up and is walking in 5.3 seconds. No. This little infant is helpless for a long time, and it develops the nurturing aspect of your femininity. And the same with a man. It develops your desire to provide. It just catapults that. I mean, you speak to a lot of men. They have their children, and all of a sudden they have a purpose in life. They know why they need to get out there and grind and make that money and provide, whether they're a farmer, a taxi driver, a lawyer, a doctor. They get out there and they grind and they figure out how their family is going to live and survive. It wakes these things up inside of you. It just creates and turns you into a better person, makes you more nurturing as a woman, and makes you more, it takes you into your provider zone as a man. Who wouldn't want that? Number 3, it gives you have somebody to mentor, someone to teach and pass your wisdom onto. There's a lot of baby kids out there and random people. Yeah, you share with them. But there's nothing like pouring into your own offspring, somebody that is a part of you. It does something to you, I'm telling you. you have somebody that you could mentor and put your values, your personal values into. And on the same hand, it's legacy. You get to pass on your family legacy, your name, your genetic makeup, your big nose, your straight nose, your big lips, your skinny lips, your small ears, your big feet, whatever. You get to, you know, it's funny. You can, in some of those families, oh, I can tell that's a hunter. I could tell that's a Beaujolais. You see them. These characteristics are there. And this is an opportunity when you have children to pass on these genetic legacies and even properties that's been passed down from family to family to family. Go ahead, have them kids so that you could pass down a legacy. Number 5 is God really told you. He said, be fruitful and multiply. I mean, God said it. Go ahead and do it. This world is continuing contrary to what the people that believe in what is it, global warming. Even if there's global warming, it doesn't matter. The world is going to continue. Contrary to what people say that there's not enough space. I work in the middle of nowhere, North Carolina. Listen, I pass acres and acres of wide open land, acres and acres of land covered with trees, fertile land with river running through it, where we could hold thousands of people. There is room on the planet. There is not room in some of these big, massive cities where everybody is kind of squished together like a sardine. There's so much room. I'm not even talking to go out to the Midwest, like, Montana and Wyoming, where I just came back from camping. Some of those out there, your water situation is not quite sure. You got to be borrowing water from other states, and the little rivers and stuff, tributaries that you could live around. But honestly, there's room on the planet. Don't worry about this whole overpopulation thing. I don't know who said that. Who said that? If everybody has their little plot of land and grew something, I don't believe in the overpopulation. Y'all, if you believe in it, let me know in the comment section below and give me some proof. Drop an article, drop a link. Let me understand, where is the earth overpopulated? Because I don't see it. But it really gives you're following the charge that God says to be fruitful and multiply. Number 6 is it makes you just a less selfish person. It takes the focus off yourself. And you may be like, Dr. D, nice, I want to be selfish. It needs to be about me. You cannot improve as a person by only focusing on yourself. It's impossible. You become a worse version of yourself when you only focus on yourself. That's just how life is. God created us as human beings to love each other, care for each other as we love ourselves, as we love God. If all your focus is just on you, then it's just not going to happen. Children also, number 7, is they help you just become a better person. As you watch them grow, you watch the miracle of their birth, you watch them grow in innocence and how they're so trusting, and you observe them move through life with such peace and calm and trust and carefreeness. Carefreeness, is that a word? I don't know. I just made that up. But it brings something out inside of you. You watch them in awe. You're like, I'm going to see if I could develop this childlike trust, this childlike view of life, this innocent way of moving through life. It takes away the jaded part of living. Because, a few videos I did a few videos ago, a few weeks ago, about life is hard. Life is hard. It can make you jaded. And when you have such innocence around you, it really brings those things to life. You remember the goodness of life. Well, there's your argument for having children. I know right now in this progressive, wealthy, very modern world, we feel that it's so old-timey to want to have children. Who wants to do that? We don't have to do that no more. We can take our birth control pills. We can do all these different kind of things to avoid having children. We could put it off. All these different things. I'm telling you, there's nothing more basic, nothing more human than to get married and to reproduce ourselves. Get married and be fruitful and multiply. I hope that as y'all are young teenagers, you're adding that to one of your life goals, not just to be a doctor or a lawyer or engineer or YouTuber. You're adding father, mother, wife, husband. All of those are added to the list of things that you also want to accomplish. And of course, throw in there Christian, a lover of God. Hallelujah. All right, let me know in the comment section below if I even moved the needle in your mind just a little bit. Okay. All right. Now we're heading into our FOUNT section. FOUNT is the 5 keys to wellness and wisdom to help you unlock your best. And today we're going to talk about the O in FOUNT, which is for optimism, being optimistic, and happiness. Can we just talk about happiness for a second? I heard somebody describe it the other day as peace. And something about that really resonated with me. That when people say they want to be happy, they just want peace in their lives. And this peace really is a choice. Remember, as you search for happiness, as you search for peace in your life, there are choices that you have to make. What steps will you make to have peace and joy in your life? It's a choice. It just doesn't happen to you by accident. You're just going to fall into it. Okay. All right. Now our FOCK section, which is our relationship, where I was thinking today as I was walking about dating. Like, I dated a little bit when I was younger. I didn't date tons, but I did. Girls got to eat. But now as I get older, I am wondering if that is the right technique to go through life, like random dating these people. You're practicing breaking up with people. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm exaggerating or nothing. It's almost like you're practicing mini divorces each time. A better way of doing it would be just keep it all platonic. As you move through your teenage years and your young adult years, keep it all platonic. When you are really starting to date, you need to date with a purpose. I see this girl. She is a Seventh-day Adventist Christian. She has morals and goals. She comes from a good family, and she has shown herself to be a good person. This is the kind of woman that I've always wanted to marry. And you date her, you start dating with the purpose of we're about to get married. I think people refer to that as courting. It's not like dating randomly. We'll just see if it works out. If it doesn't, no, oh well. It's not flippant like that. You are actually dating this person as, oh, this is somebody I could get married to. Not just somebody like, oh, I think she's cute. She thought I was cute, and bam, ba-dam, 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 it's done. No. I think dating is just a hot mess. It's just something that's been introduced into society. It's fairly new, honestly, and it's just caused a lot of problems and confusion when it comes to getting married, how young men and young women interact with each other. Consider dating with a purpose. Cut out the whole dating thing and dating with a purpose would be courting. Look into courting instead. All right. Let me know in the comment section below what you think of that. And we are going to go into our teen archetype, the bilingual. Now, you know them. They speak 2-3 languages, and it's fascinating. You don't know, like, do you think in Spanish? Do you think in French and talk in French? Like, how does it all work? Let me know. And it's just fascinating to see your brain work when you're moving from one language to another. They're kind of cool too, right? So the bilingual person, you're just out there flexing your ability to communicate. You can communicate well in Spanish. You can communicate well in English. You can communicate well in Chinese and in English. That is no normal feat, because a lot of times these languages, one by themselves, English by itself is just apparently a hard language to learn. Fortunately, I was born learning it, so it's not that big a deal. But imagine to learn it from scratch. Apparently, it's not a very easy language. So go off then, you bilingual person. And if you're not bilingual, I think it's definitely worth learning a new language, especially now the way the world is. It's a more open. You're more likely to run into people from different countries, that especially Spanish and French, and actually Asian countries. Just learn a different language. I promise you, it won't be worth less. It'll be very worthwhile to be able to speak a different language. I'd say the number one is Spanish. Okay. All right. Next up, we're talking about I'm trying to see here. Who's here? Who's in here? Somebody popped in. Where's my people? Anyway. Okay. Why I had 3 boys. Well, first of all, we're not in control of what sex the children are. At least I didn't choose to. Apparently the technology's out there, but I left it the way nature intended it. And in my mind, always when I was younger, I knew I wanted to be a mom. It just didn't even occur in my mind that it was like a choice. To me, it was just like, that's what you did. You're a woman, you grew up, at some point you got married, and at some point you had kids. Like, isn't that what everybody does? And that's what I was thinking. At some point, I was going to get married, and at some point I would have kids. Now, what I did have plotted out in my mind was I wanted 5 boys. No girls. I visualized myself how it was all going to work. There was a brief period in there when I did want a little girl, and I said on Friday nights, I was going to wash her hair, and we're going to braid it up, and then Sabbath, we'll get it ready for church, and then I'll braid it up on Sunday, have a hairstyle that she keeps for the whole week. I did kind of run through that a little bit because that was kind of how I was raised, and I like the idea of having my own little girl that I will do that with her hair too. That lasted a short time. After that, I was team boy. I wanted 5 boys, and I pictured that they all would be like in a singing group together. And then guess what I ended up with? I ended up with 3 boys. I started off having my kids a little later in life, and I had 1 boy, and then 2 years later, I had another one, and almost exactly 2 years later, I had another one, and by then I was 40. And I was just like, you know what? I'm done. I tempted fate 3 times and won. And when I say tempted fate, because I had them later on in life. I had my first child at age 35. It's a little late. I was considered a geriatric pregnancy, but thank the Lord that they all came out healthy and fine. Listen, you all, remember, that there is nothing wrong with dreaming about having children. There's nothing wrong with you as a woman, as a man, as a boy, as a girl, that you think at some point, someday I want to be a mom. Someday I want to be a dad. I want to be a father. I want to be a mother. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. That wisdom, understand that is a natural part of being a human. Don't let anybody make you feel as if you're not modern enough. You're not being feminine. You're not a feminist enough when you aspire to have children of your own. Don't ever let anybody make you feel bad about that, because then there is stupidness. Stupidness you're like ashamed and sneaking. Well, somebody asks you if you want to have kids. You're like, oh, well, I don't know. It just depends. Maybe. I don't know. It just depends. Come on now. Anyway, there you have it. Wisdom, stupidness. Choose wisdom. And remember, show me your brightest. Show me your best. Show me the latest guru. God's wisdom lets theirs look like stupidness. Well, you know what? That is a wrap for our show today. I will see you next week. I haven't decided on the topic yet. If there's anything that you specifically want me to talk about, you let me know in the comment section below. And of course, I will do my research and I will clearly state my opinion on it. You know, most of my opinion is truly based from the Bible, how the Bible speaks about living. And I just kind of relate them to real life and the decisions that you have to make here as you occupy this planet Earth till Jesus comes, and specifically for teenagers. Anyway, let's read our final note. I have this memorized. I don't even know why I always have to look it up, but you know, sometimes my brain is old. I don't trust my memory. Who knows? Whatever the case may be, here we go. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and give you peace. May the Lord watch between me and you while we're absent one from another. Amen. I'll talk to you all later. Wisdom teething lend me your ear. Dr. D Nice and FOUNT is here for the day. Want wisdom?
We've got you.
Wellness?
We got you.
Ears?
You got two.
Bones? It's got 3. Chambers? 4. In your heart for doing right? 5. Keys? Your game's all tight? FOUNT. Get your mind right and your body tight. Get your mind right and your body tight. Get your mind right and your body tight.